Hello guys, hoping you are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Kami's channel. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Support me, support your girl, okay? This is the only way you can support me. I'm really trying to to bring out good content for you guys. It's not easy, man, but I'm trying my best. So anyway guys, I'm in my kitchen. I like sitting in my kitchen. Like, this is where I get more inspiration, and if I want to do content, I normally sit in my kitchen because I normally get a lot of content. So that is just a by the way. So guys, how do you manage your expenses in Sweden? If you're in Sweden, if you are new here and you're struggling with your basic economy, please, this video is for you, okay? Don't worry, everything is possible, you know. So guys, the first thing I'm going to be talking about, three things that are going to help you, three tips that are going to help you to maintain or manage your basic economy. So number one, you need to understand your expenses. Okay, basic expenses. For example, how much is my house rent? How much do I pay every month for my house rent? How much do I spend on food? How much do I spend on my transport? How much do I spend on electricity? How much do I spend on internet? How much do I spend on leisure? Okay, if you understand those things, then it becomes easier for you to manage your expenses. Okay, understanding your expenses makes it so easy for you. That is tip number one. So when it comes to house rent, you need to know if you have a second-hand rented apartment, then it's always good for you to check, is this price reasonable? You know, you don't just take any apartment just because you're desperate. Some of them could be quite expensive, so you need to check, like, can I afford this rent for 2-3 years? If you can't afford the rent for 1 year, my friend, don't go for that apartment. Look for a cheaper one. Okay, I know situations, sometimes it happens, I know how hard it is, but try as much as you can to get a cheaper one or bargain with the owner of the apartment. If you are getting a first-hand contract, check the rent, check the size of the apartment and the rent. Is that reasonable? Is what you are paying for reasonable, you know? And then check the area. Some areas are a bit expensive while some are cheaper. Like I mentioned in my video before, how 12 things you need to do before you move to Sweden, or if you're new to Sweden, like house rent, you know, apartment is very important. And how to acquire apartment is another video that I've talked about, how you acquire a first-hand contract in Sweden. So rent, check. Like these newly built buildings are very expensive, or newly renovated are just too expensive. But sometimes you don't need to go for those one. You can still go for the old one, because man, it's your money that matters, you know. And it's about how you want to live your life. It's about your plan in the future. All of us are different. All of us are not earning the same. So you can't just be, oh, this is a new renovated apartment, oh, I need to take it. No, you don't need to take it. You can go for the old ones. They are still good. You can still furnish the apartment and it looks perfectly okay. So house rent is very important. Check how much you can afford to pay. Like I said, if you can't afford that rent for 1 year, you don't need to go for it. Okay, if you feel that, basically, even before they give you the apartment, they check your income, but still you still also know your expenses more than anybody else, and you still need to understand that. So guys, your rent, then food. Where do you buy your food from? Do you buy your food in one shop? No, you don't need to do that. You need to buy your grocery in different grocery stores, like in Ika, in Coop, in Liden, in Willys, in Supergrossen, in Matt, you know, Matt Hem shop, you know. Like there are different shops. Like you don't need to buy things in one place, because you need to do what we call comparing of prices. Like if you compare the prices, you will notice that maybe Ika sells something expensive more than Lidl, or Lidl sells cheaper than Willis, and vice versa. So if you compare the prices, then you know where to buy what in a certain shop. So compare the prices. And when you are doing your grocery shopping, buy in bulk. For example, if you like to buy rice, if you like to eat rice, you don't need to buy 1 kilo of rice. No, buy like 5 kilo, that will take you for the whole month. Cooking oil, buy like 10 liters or 5 liters, because the more you buy, the cheaper it is. All these small buying are time consuming and money consuming, and if you always go to the shop many times, you will be tempted to buy what you didn't want. So it's always good to write a list of your grocery shopping, like what do I use every month. You know, if you have a record of everything, if you have a note somewhere, then that one will be like a guideline for you, so you don't end up doing impulse buying, because impulse buying makes you to spend outside your budget. So guys, have a note where you write what you eat, what you use in the house, like cleaning detergents, tissue papers, all those things. Like write it down in a list. That will be like a guideline. Like some people enter the shop and be like, why did I even come here? What am I looking for? Oh, and then sometimes you go home, you are like, oh, I forgot we didn't have salt, I forgot sugar, and I forgot about milk. Like guys, then that means you have to go to the shop again. Wasting of time, wasting of money, wasting of your energy. You need to save your energy. Okay guys, you need to save your energy. So have a list, write a list. You can hang it on your fridge or anywhere, or you can keep it on your, you can have a note on your phone and write everything down, like all your food and the groceries. Where do you buy them? Okay, if it's tissue, I buy tissue in Ika Maxi. If it's cooking oil, I buy it in Lidl. So just have a note of where you buy what and what you need in every month. Okay guys, then transport, you need to buy a bus card. Mostly I would recommend you buy a monthly bus card, because it's much easier, and it's cheaper anyway. You don't have to buy a weekly one because it's quite expensive. So then when you buy the bus card, you know that you are settled for the whole month. You don't have to be thinking of, okay, I need to buy a bus card. But if you're not going out every day, you can refill one or maybe 200 crowns that you blip anytime you go. You blip it in the bus or in the train station anytime you want to go out. So plan very well about your transport, so that you are not stranded, or you are not spending more than you need to spend for the transport. Another thing is electricity. Guys, you don't need to cook every day. You can cook twice or 3 times a week. You can cook basically twice is okay. Twice or 3 times a week is okay. You can cook a meal where you eat for 2-3 days, and then that's where you save your energy, you save your electricity, your time, because cooking every day, man, is not easy. I've tried it before. It didn't work for me. I thought that I could do it, but no. It's not easy. Like the only thing you can prepare every day is like a salad. That one is much easier. And yeah, you cook and put the food in the fridge, and if you want, you can even, some people cook and put in the freezer. Because if you would go to the supermarket and buy frozen food, then why can't you cook your own food and put it in the freezer and eat it anytime you want? Like, it's the same thing. And if you buy the frozen food in the supermarket, they are quite expensive. Maybe a food of 80 crown is, you can use that money to cook a meal that you eat for 2-3 days. So guys, cook at home as much as you can. Cook at home, cook your own food. Your own food is even more tastier than restaurant food. I'm not here to talk bad about restaurant food. It's good to eat outside with your friends and your family, like you know, you enjoy your life once in a while, but you don't make it a habit, like you eat every day outside, like you spend more money eating outside. It's much cheaper if you cook your own food. Okay, so And so why I brought about the issue of the where am I, guys? I think I was talking about electricity, that you cook your own food and you don't cook every day, because that way you save your time, your energy, your electricity. Another thing is about internet. Which kind of internet are you using? Don't go for the expensive one. Go for the basic one, maybe 200 crown every month. All you need is to watch news on YouTube, or you need to call people at home through WhatsApp, or you need to do your homework, you need to check things online. So go for fixed price. Don't go for the internet where you pay based on how much you spend, because sometimes you might spend more than you expected. So I would think the best thing to do is to get an internet whereby you have a fixed price. If it's like 200 crown, then your internet is 200 crown. Then leisure, if you want to go out with friends, how much are you willing to spend every month? It's very expensive to go out, because maybe you want to take a taxi, you want to live in luxury. Sometimes it's not advisable. Taxi is expensive. Take a train. Leave home early and take a train. But if you need to take a taxi, you can do that, but you need to plan. You don't need to go out every weekend, because so guys, you don't need to go out every day. You can go out once in a while with your friends to have fun, but don't make it a habit, because you are spending much. You're going to spend much than you are earning. So guys, tip number one: understanding your expenses. Having somewhere you write all your expenses. Okay. Then number two, understanding how much you're earning, understanding your income. If you understand your income, it will help you to even understand your expenses more. Why I started with expenses is because for me that place is very tricky. So understand your income, write it down, then you deduct your expenses from your income. Okay. If your income is about maybe 20,000 in a month, you don't need to go for an apartment that is maybe 16,000 or 15,000. You need to plan very well. Even if you're a couple and you have two income, that's the best opportunity even for you to save more for the future, to save more for investment, to save more for anything else that you want to do at any time, instead of borrowing money. When you borrow, that means you're increasing your expenses. But if you save more, it's good, because you can actually take that money that you've been saving to do something that maybe came about. So understand your income, and yeah, it makes it so easy. So another thing is like understanding savings. If you understand that you need to save, then basically you are going to be very careful, and going to be very conscious of how much you spend, because you need to spend. If you need to spend 9,000 crown every month, basically you are going to make it 10,000 crown, because you need to remember that you need to save. Like, no matter how, I'm not saying that you should save 1,000 crown every month. If it's not possible, you can save 100, you can save 200, but just make sure as much as you can. Very important. Even if it's 50 kroner, it counts. Save it, because you have to think about the future. You have to think about emergencies. Like, instead of calling friends, oh hello, can I borrow 500 crown from you? I will pay you when I get my money back. Sometimes you can save little money, so that you if any incident happen, then you can take from that money. I'm not saying that borrowing from friends is bad. Sometimes things happen. I'm not discouraging that, but it's good that you have a plan, and that way you have a comfortable life, and your future is more brighter. Okay guys, so those tips, I hope they are going to help you. Like I said, I'm not like the best advisor, I'm not an economist. I'm just giving out the little knowledge that I know, and the little tips that have worked for me over time, and I've seen changes. Okay, so guys, if you know, or if you, all of us spend, so how do you manage your expenses? How do you manage your income? How do you manage your economy? Please, I want to hear in the comment section, what do you do? Which method do you use? So I would like to hear what rule do you use, which method do you use, how do you do it in the comment section, because we are all learning from each other. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did that, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you've not done that, and I see you next time in my video. Bye bye.